a very special guest to bring you who warned of an acute virus spreading across the world in his book, The Black Swan, back in 2007. And he warned of the systemic risks of the coronavirus. And he did that in January of this year before it reached pandemic status. Joining us right now is Nassim Taleb, Universa Investment Scientific Advisor. He's also the Distinguished Professor of Risk Engineering at NYU's Tandon School. And we're thrilled to see you, Nassim. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me. You saw the black swan that so many unfortunately did not.
It was actually not a black swan, my friend. It was not a black swan. It was a white swan. I mean, think about it. I mean, you've had movies about pandemics. How could it be a black swan, an unexpected event coming from, out of left field? It can't be. It was, first of all, the system delivers such events with regularity. Okay. The problem that we have today is that it delivers them much faster and things spread much more effectively because you have Air France, British Air, American Airlines helping you transmit the disease, plus all these large conferences. So it was a white swan.
So, Nassim, the question I'd ask you though, now is, given where we sit and given the unknowns that still exist about how many people have it, what the spread could look like, the possibility of reinfection again, what is your prognosis or your prediction, to the extent that you can, or at least how you're thinking about it, consider the duration of this and what it's going to do to the economy?
For a few months now, we've been begging people begging authorities to encourage the use of masks. And of course, we've had very poor reactions on the part of the authorities. They can't get the difference between absence of evidence, evidence of absence. Say, well, we're not sure they're effective. Like, I'm not sure my seatbelt is effective. I still have it on. So but there's something that authorities were not getting, and that's something very related to universal investment strategy. It's something called convexity. They're not getting at all is that if I wear a mask and it's not very effective, and you wear a mask and yours is not very effective, we're going to reduce the probability of infection by one order of magnitude. So it goes down. If my mask is only half effective and yours is half effective, it goes down by 75%. And the next person, of course, for the next person, even more. So you end up having a huge payoff at the third, fourth person that's been infected, and you could effectively you could have controlled the pandemic, instead of spending trillions, with very, very simple measures: reduce mobility, prevent super spreading events, and mandate masks. We still are not using masks today. I can't believe we shut down the economy, but we don't recommend using masks. Plus, there's another thing about convexity of masks that people are not getting. Say a mask is only 50% effective in reducing the load that you receive, okay? Well, that may be sufficient to reduce depending on numbers, we need to see a clearer study, but if there's convexity there, it may be sufficient in reducing, the probability of infection by 90%, you see? Right. Because of convexity, because of you need a lot of viruses to get infected, not just one. Yes.
So given that though, how do you think about the marketplace right now?
Okay. What I'm saying is that we are dealing with severe unknowns. Okay. We cannot anybody make a pronouncement about the future. We're dealing with very severe unknowns. Everybody has been surprised by this virus. The Chinese were surprised. Then Europeans were surprised. We shouldn't have been surprised given the data. But so everybody, we don't know the side effects. We even do not know if people get reinfected again. Okay, we have so many unknowns. So unless we clear up, we're going to live in a domain of high uncertainty. In the meanwhile, we can start with very simple measures: mandate the use of masks. I'm not infringing on your liberty. I just don't want you to infect me if I'm in a public place. Use a mask. We don't even know how far it spreads when there is air conditioning or the wind. Mandate use of masks. Small little measures prevent people from riding elevators in groups, prevent subways, prevent the super spreader events, and that's 90% of the problem. So we have uncertainty.
Are you investing though right now? As far as markets, though,
I would say no. I would I would say that it's very unwise to do any form of investment without tail risk hedge.